Good morning, Teach Better family. I am Jeff. That's Katie Miglin over there. You're that way. And this is your Teach Better Today morning show. We are with you every weekday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And we're excited to chat a little bit today about, I don't even know what we're talking about today. Katie, I feel like we're talking about good stuff
Yeah,
and
it's
fun
Friday.
stuff and Friday stuff and maybe a little Monday stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's just start with a commercial and then we'll go
We're going
from
to start
there.
with a commercial first. We'll be back in a few. And welcome back, Katie. How much did you want to do the breaking news? That's what you were going to do, wasn't it? Go ahead, Katie. Get whack on you.
Breaking
Just came back.
news. This just in on Teach Better today. There is no Monday show due to Labor Day in the
We
United States.
we should have planned this because last time we recorded together, you said you wanted to do that, and this was the opportunity. So, with that said, well, let's get it right out of the way. Some housekeeping. There will be no show on Monday. So earlier, not too like a couple seconds ago, when I said that we're here every weekday, I lied because we're
He's a
not here on
liar.
Monday. That's because it's a holiday here in the United States. So take the day and hopefully you enjoy the day off. If you are not in the United States, any one of our friends from Canada or other countries, I'm sorry. I think Katie has agreed to drink an extra cup of coffee for you. I'm going to try, if for our Canadian friends, I'm going to find a Tim Hortons and celebrate.
Yeah, that's good.
And whatever. So it'll be good. But yeah, no show on Monday morning. However, show on Sunday is still happening because the Sunday show is back. So make sure you're checking out the Sunday show. That is at 8 p.m. on Eastern time on Sundays. That airs live exclusively in our Facebook group, which is free but private. So you do have to go and request to get in. We'll get you right in. And then it does air on Monday evenings on all the other channels and goes up to the Teach Better Talk podcast, as does this. If you're listening on the podcast, we really love it if you subscribe, give it a like, give it a rating and a review. That'd be great. If you were watching this on any kind of social media channel, wherever you're at, comment, say hello, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what's going on. What are you planning for the weekend? That'd be great. Or for the holiday for the United States. And do you think that Katie should do breaking news? And that's how we should start every single morning. That's how we should start all of these. Like it's breaking news and then like make
Right.
something up, right? Like
It just feels right. I mean, because
it does.
it's like the
Well, like anymore when you watch like some of like the big news channels, like everything's breaking news. So like we might as well just do everything breaking news.
And here's the thing, I'm gonna be totally honest. Every time I see breaking news on the news station, I stop and watch it because I think maybe it is actually breaking news. I
Even
fall
though we're
for
like CNN breaking news, it's Tuesday.
it. I fall for it every time. I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, it is. I thought it was Wednesday this morning."
That is breaking news.
It is.
Great. Well,
Well,
at
yeah.
this point, we're a few weeks into a lot of people's school year, or maybe
Yeah.
even into the first week for some people. So they may not know what day it is. So that may actually be breaking news.
Or to our small group of people who this might be their last day of summer. They might have kids starting
Ooh,
next week because
hey,
it's Labor Day weekend.
yeah. My
So
kids have been back for 2 weeks now. Like my kids back at their classroom. My nephews, who are only an hour away, they don't start back until next week after Labor Day.
there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess let us know like what week are you on, or do you start next week? Because you could have a totally different vibe. Like some of you, the honeymoon phase is starting to wear off, and those kids are
Mhm.
getting real settled. And others of you haven't even met your kids. So,
So, but let's focus on the positive. I'd like to, if you can drop in the comments, let us know if you are like getting ready. If it's the end of summer, instead of focus on it being the end of summer, what are you most excited about going into the new school year? And if you've already been in the new school year, instead of focus on the honeymoon phase wearing off, what have you loved most about your new group of kids? Or maybe maybe you're in a new school or a new district or a new subject matter or grade level. Like, what are you loving about it? We're sticking to the positive. I think that's
okay, I like it.
you. We also have we had a birthday too. Didn't we have a birthday?
Yes,
You had
Stella,
a birthday. Yes.
my youngest turned 5 yesterday.
Happy birthday,
So,
Stella. I'm sorry that I missed it.
I know we literally had one of these shows and I was like
And we
just in
didn't.
teach better mode. and I didn't even.
We didn't do it. You should get her one of these.
Here's the thing, Jeff. I don't know if you know me, but I have a lot of stuff in my house as it is, and I don't really have that much.
You're like, man, you're like, we absolutely do not need another Lovey.
Right? No. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope.
That one's mine. So it's actually
That's
technically
fine.
I got that for the kids and I stole it. But
It's not.
like that needs to be in my background. You can get those at teachbetterswag.com, by the way.
Ooh, like
They
this
have,
shirt.
yeah, they have that's a lamb. They've got we have a elephant, and I can't remember. There's like 3 or 4 different animals. Anyway,
Okay. You
they're
can
fun.
also buy shirts like this.
Buy shirts. Oh yeah, you got the shirt rocking on. Nice. I love it. That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, yeah. Birthday
So
yesterday. I turned 5. Big deal. We
great.
had a lot of empty promises about we're going to start doing things when we turn 5. That's what we've been hearing for a couple months.
And what is that? What was she going to do that she's just backing out of now?
Yeah, this is Stella's like MO. So she did this when she turned 3 and 4. She makes some promises. Like, so for example, one of the things was like, you have to stop sucking your thumb at night. She was going to stop that at 3 and then at 4. And now we're on our 5th
Oh,
birthday.
she still does. That's
Here's the
tough one
thing,
to
you guys.
break.
If anyone has a really good dentist, I've invested in a lot of anti-thumb sucking things at this point. And if you have
We're gonna have to take
some,
thumbs.
right at this point, like that's about where we're at, where I'm like, I'm just gonna cut your thumb off. And she's like, no, you won't. I'm like, I know.
It's every day. I'm gonna put glue on your thumb every night.
Right. Oh, we have tried like
How's
wrapping it
you
and
done
like,
like nail polish and
oh, we did the nail polish, we did the cream that's supposed to like be gross.
what's her least favorite food in the world?
Any
Does
vegetables?
she like hate mayonnaise or pickle like
I don't. Here's the thing. She's just too smart for us. Like,
because she'll just wipe it off or
yeah,
clean it out.
we'll do the whole thing. We've put nail polish. We put like a nail polish lotion
It's
and
just
a brace on,
I,
and
s-
then she will convince us that she has to go to the bathroom and she goes and washes her hands.
I was gonna see her literally like with the dog, like just getting it like bend it down, getting it like
Mhm.
so I was saying like if you wanted me to stop sucking my thumbs, pickles. And I'll be
Right,
good. Like
but she
I'm
has
not
figured
smart
it
enough
out.
to just take them off. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she's figured out. I mean,
oh,
we've
that's
invested
crazy.
in
That's tough.
2 like massive bands that the doctor recommended that were like $100 each, and she figured out how to weasel her thumb
Have
out.
you tried reverse psychology?
Yes.
Okay.
We've guilt tripped, we've done the positive reinforcement, we've done the negative, like literally everything. So if there's someone out there and she only does it at bedtime, she only does it at night. So if someone has a miracle that works, I'm open
You
to it.
tried negative reinforcement was where like because that oftentimes is confused. A lot of people think negative means something negative happened, but negative reinforcement is actually removing a positive.
Yes. So we took away her
So
blanket.
you've oh jeez, which
Yeah.
makes
And
but that's a comfort thing, which means she's gonna want to suck her thumb even worse. Now she's probably sucking them
right.
both.
It didn't work well. It didn't go well. Obviously,
Ah
nothing has
man.
worked. We've tried like, people are like, well, wait, a week or 2 weeks or a month. People, this has been 2 years in the making. She still sucks her thumb.
Wow. Okay. Have you tried exorcism? Just thought.
No, it doesn't seem super demonic, but maybe.
Hmm,
Is that a
you never
word? Yeah.
know.
Did I just make that up?
Demonic?
Demonic?
I think that's a word.
That's a word, I
That's
think.
a word. Yeah.
Alex,
Demonic's a
help us
word.
out. I'm assuming Alex is probably listening. Alex, is demonic a
That's a
word?
word. That's a word. It's a word.
Okay. So yes, if anybody has that, but yes, that was something she said she's gonna stop when she
But
turns
it's not
5.
happening. Has she lived up to any of her promises? I'm trying to flip us back to celebrating the positive here. And you're like, no, there's no
Um,
positives. You can't think of
no.
one.
But like this is just Stella. Anyone who knows Stella can attest to
I know.
this.
I love Stella stories. Oh, that's a new series we should do. Is Stella
Stella
stories,
stories.
stories from the Stella room.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so big birthday.
So
No, we did celebrate. We focused on the positives all day yesterday.
we said this is gonna be a short episode, but now I'm going, and this is gonna probably take us down a road. So my oldest, who's he's 12 now, everything's fine, but like he potty training, like he really like we
Mhm.
really struggled. Like I'm talking like I don't even want to go into detail because some of the stuff that he was doing to get away with stuff was like it's
Yeah.
like absurd. And it was the hardest thing. And what I found was 2 things that happened. One, I felt like I was just failing left and right. Like I was beating like Amy and I were
Mhm.
like beating ourselves up. But 2, I literally got to the point where I'm like, someone's like, oh, I have an idea. I'm like, I will give you $50 if you got an idea I have not tried for months. And literally, I never had to pay anyone because I'm like, I've read hundreds of blogs and videos. We talked to multiple doctors, and we just couldn't. And it was absurd. And then one day, it just stopped, and it was like, and we literally have no idea what made it stop because it wasn't anything we try. Is that where you're at? Or you just one? I hope you're not beating yourself up because sometimes these things it's just that one thing that latches on and it just never goes away. But two, are you just at the point where you're kind of I got the point where I'm just this is just life until it's not. We were literally okay, when we pack them, a couple extra underwear goes everywhere where we go. And Amy, it was great because 6 months after everything was fine, he never had any issues, whatever. Amy forgot that she had underwear in her purse. I had one in my glove box. It was just
right, because you just get used to it. It's just
because we just I'm
and I feel like that is kind of parenting. You're just kind of I'm doing everything I can, and at some point I have to accept that's good enough right now.
Well, and the two were so different because Jacqueline was like, "Hey, Jacqueline, if you go on a potty, I'll give you one M&M," and she's like, "Done, potty training done." And Jonathan, it's his favorite thing in the world. Was grandma's iPad at grandma's house, and grandma's like, if you don't learn how to go potty, you don't get to play the iPad. And he goes, "Okay."
Yeah, that's Stella. Stella is very much it's just on her time. It's okay.
I could be like, if you do this, I'm going to beat you senseless. And he'd be like, all right, I guess that's my life. I just didn't get it. And so eventually it's well, I'm not gonna beat him senseless. I'm not gonna do stuff like that. But I can't even get I tried some tough love, tried that. We tried all the positive stuff, taking things away. I tried talking to him because he was getting into school, he was in school, in school, and I'm I tried that you should be embarrassed, and then I'm now I'm just making him I literally was going how are you not embarrassed? You should be petrified to go see your friends. I'm going to tell your cousins. And I'm I wasn't going to, but I'm that didn't work. And it just got to where we were finally you know what? Because one of the things I did find, I read a whole bunch of blogs that basically said hey, that's actually not that uncommon as you think it is with boys. They're there's a lot of boys who struggle till they're 10. Luckily we didn't go that far, but it was just one of those things. So that's where you're at. You're just kind of I guess this is Stella for now, and at some point she's just going to stop, and it's going to be what it is. And,
well, I think it kind of goes to parenting. I think it goes to teaching. At some point, kids have to figure things out on their own.
Yeah. Well, but by the way, this kid's a straight A student. Has literally never gotten anything but A's. His teachers love him.
And that's the thing. It's you have to kind of decide. And I'm literally saying this, and some of you who know me are that's not really your personality. I'm not really letting it go. I obviously still am fighting the battle from time to time. But even as a teacher, I feel there were times where you're I have done everything I can. I've given you all the tools necessary. I've given you all the
let me help you.
Yeah, the love or not love or everything in between. I've done everything I can. At some point, you have to figure this out. And that's kind of where we're at, where we're that you have to, you're going to have an expensive dental bill. You might have to have surgery on your mouth. There's so many things we've told you.
But sorry. It's kind of, at some point you kind of go, all right, well, I'm giving you everything I can. And with insane, like you said, with students, sometimes they just need the space.
Yeah.
When you remove it and it becomes no longer a thing, and it's and they realize so it's actually okay if this does happen.
Yeah.
And then they get to the point where they're okay, well, I'm done. I don't want it to happen anymore. So now I'm going to change it. And this is, and I know we're already so much longer, but I don't want to go, but this, it's interesting. I hope this isn't triggering for anybody watching, but I have several friends who are dear friends of mine who have struggled with addiction. And a lot of them have said the same thing about that, is got to the point where it doesn't matter what you say, what you do, whatever, what my family did, whatever. It wasn't until I just needed the space to be to get to the point where I was okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I feel it's, I have two very different things, but the mindset, sometimes people just need the space and to know you're there if they need you.
Yep.
But that you're loved regardless, and that's what they need to then be able to move on.
Yep.
And
we have to be mindful of that in our classroom. We have to be mindful that sometimes students, they love that you're interacting with them every day. And so you focusing on that one thing is giving them what they want.
Yep.
So can you change what your interactions are? And it's not focused on the negative or the thing you're trying to change. And, there's obviously we can talk about it in so many different ways, but yeah, I mean, currently we still have a kid sucking her thumb at night. Welcome all the ideas. But at this point, Space and love is all we're doing. So
And if Ray's watching, Ray, I need space. I need space. That's what I need space so that
Jeff,
I
this
can
is
figure out how to do
silly.
this correctly.
This is an intervention from you.
Anyway, so that's a really interesting path how we just took. That was really great. I just want everyone to know, like, we did not plan that's where that was going to go
No,
at
we
all.
didn't.
I didn't even know about the thumb sucking thing. So, but I think that is really an important lesson of, like, that sometimes that's the thing that actually solves it is stop trying to solve. It's kind of like that old thing of, like, if you got to find something that you're trying to look for and you can't find, like, stop looking and you'll suddenly
Yes,
find it.
it'll appear.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, that's what it is. Interesting.
Okay, well, we started off strong, but we actually have something else to get into. So should we get into
We have something else to get into.
Yeah, but
Okay, so I should play
we
this.
have to do the
We're
commercial.
gonna do team talk. Welcome back to the Jeff and Katie show here on Teach Better Media, Teach Better TV. I shouldn't have said that. That's gonna get Brad Hughes going because he's wanted to do like Teach Better TV like as a station, and this is the new show. Okay, so you said, well, first off, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you haven't dropped in the comments, please do. If you listen on a podcast, thank you. Subscribe, rate it, review it. That'd be awesome. Share it with other people.
Unless it's a bad review, then
just like send it to Katie at teachbetter.com. But we are live. We're here for you every morning, weekdays at 7 a.m., except for this coming Monday. We will not be here for Labor Day. But also the Sunday show, 8 p.m. Eastern time on exclusively in the Facebook group as well. Katie, you claimed that we had something that we planned on talking about.
Yes. And okay, can I say that it actually ties into what we were just discussing? Like, so
that's great because I have no idea what we were supposed to talk about. I feel like maybe I should have because I don't.
Well, it was kind of I'm pushing for it. So
okay, cool. All right.
I was going to talk about it regardless if you were okay with it.
Okay,
but
breaking news.
Breaking news.
Teacher talk or team talk. Sorry.
Team talk. Okay, so end of the month, it's the beginning of the month now. It's September 1st. And in August, when we started the show, Ray and I, one of our early episodes, we talked about goal setting and like, what are things that you love about summer or goals that you had over the summer that you're like hoping to continue through August? Or are there things like at the time Ray wanted to drink a bunch more water. So she I think she spent an entire episode basically drinking out of her water bottle, which is fine. Great. But I'm a big believer in like beginning of the month, reevaluate your goals, which I think is interesting that we just talked about. Like Stella had these like on my birthday, I'm going to start doing these things because obviously she's not reevaluating.
She needs to reevaluate. Yeah.
She's reevaluate. But I do think it's a good practice to get into. And maybe this is something that you always do. Maybe it's something you really only do with your students, but like taking time to look at the beginning of the month and just reevaluating, what did I say I was going to do a month ago? I am lucky enough. I'm a part of we call it like our workout accountability group. It's really just a group of us that decided, hey, I need someone to check in with me every day to make sure I'm meeting my goals. And
that's what an accountability group is. That's exactly
right. It's like, but it's nice because like everyone feels safe enough to be like, hey, I'm taking this week off, or this is, I've been super stressed.
There's no judgment. There's just,
And so with our group, we literally at the end of every month, we text each other and we say, what was our goals and what are we hoping to accomplish next month? And what I love about it is that there's so many like real raw moments of like September is a really busy month where I typically fall off the train. So I'm going to cut back my goal and just focus on this piece of it. Or some people are like, I'm feeling great. August was like, hard, but I'm going to jump back in and kind of redouble my efforts. So I guess that's like my kind of like my takeaway for us as we get into this month is like, what did you say you were going to do early August? What did you say you wanted, whether it's professionally, personally, or something maybe in your family? And then do those need to be adjusted? Do they need to be improved? Or do you need to cut back because of your own personal abilities, whether you're just capacity? And then how can you jump into this month and feel like you're reaching the successes you wanted to reach?
Yeah, I love that. And I think an important question that's mixed in there is are they still important to you?
Yeah.
And if they aren't,
Yep.
cut them and figure out what is.
Well,
I want to
and
say also,
why? Why is it not important to you
yeah,
anymore?
yeah, what changed, right? And there's a lot of reasons why I could have, but I think that's important too. And I think if you can't do it monthly, I think monthly is a great. Obviously, it's an easy schedule to be on. It at least needs to be like quarterly or like every semester or
Yep.
something where you can look back. And if you record them somewhere is an ideal place to do it so that you can go and really look at what's going on. I think that's, yeah, I think it's a great piece and an important reflection piece. So I actually, as you were talking about that as the accountability group, I'm like, oh, I have 3 different places where I share accountability
Mhm.
with other business owners and stuff. I'm like, and I really like it. Like it's safe space. It's never judgmental. Like even when you like, I actually had it was last week, I think it was the one I had to post, I had to share like for the week. Like I didn't like usually post like 3 things, like 3 big focuses for the week. And then you also report like how you did last week on those. And usually I'm knocking off 2 out of 3 or all 3 or whatever. I got none, 0 out of 3. And I put a note, I'm like, got 0 out of 3, had a lot of things that took me off task and I just didn't realize it. Da 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 da. I had like 4 or 5 people in that group be like, "Oh my god, thank you for sharing that." Cause I feel like I'm the only one who ever gets, or like that you never get off task. And I'm like, "No, well, thanks for you for saying that." Cause
Yeah.
I felt really good now because I felt bad when I posted it. And it's just like you said, it's like that thing. So, which I think brings me to that. If you can find that group, find that group.
Yes.
By the way, inside our Facebook group, there's probably a whole bunch of people that would love to be your accountability partner. So, like, it would be awesome to see a couple posts go up for people looking for that. Yeah,
And it can be anything. It can literally be any goal. Like
yeah,
our accountability group that we started, like I think it was literally we were coming back into the classroom after COVID. Like that tells
okay,
you how long ago this group started. And it was just a group of us that taught together at the time. And we were like, we need someone to make sure that the workout routines we kept on while we were like in lockdown maintain now that we're like back
yeah,
in
because it's really
person.
easy to lose them after you have
Yeah,
all this.
and it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
all it was, but it has spiraled into so much more of people, like, being mindful of their mental health and, like, "Hey,
mm,
today was a really hard day, I didn't get a workout in," and, like, just being able to have a group to just, like,
yeah,
speak truth to it
yep,
has been so much more powerful than I think I ever expected, so even if you can find one person, if you want it to be me, you can totally send me a message, I will be your accountability person to, like,
yeah,
help. But I really think that just having some way to like just take a minute, it can literally be 1 minute, reflect on your goals that you set. Where are you at going into September? And are there things that you want to change, improve, whatever?
I love it. So I'd love to see in the comments.
Yeah.
You can either do the reflection there in the comments if you want to share that. That'd be awesome.
Mhm.
Great. If you don't want to share in the comments, you could email Katie or I. We're both just our names. So Jeff at or Katie at teachbetter.com. We'd be happy to just kind of be that part. Or you could literally post in the comments like, I'd love to find an accountability
Yeah.
partner or a group, and maybe we can do some matching and find someone. Or if it's Katie or I or whatever, someone else team, like we're happy to do that as well. But I bet there's other people that are watching, that are
Agreed.
commenting, that are in a group or connected to us that would love to be a part of that. So I love that. And I
Yeah.
do remember now us talking about that. So
See,
that's
we
good.
knew what we were
It's kind of cool
doing.
how it all things. So I think I'd love to see Stella's reflection on her goals
Me too.
and what she's planning to change.
Me too. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll let you know how year 5
Ah,
of your life goes.
it's gonna be really excited. Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear. I think more importantly, I'd love to hear what she's gonna do when she's 6.
Oh, me too.
Like what promises is she like? Is she gonna finally fix inflation when she's 6? Like
I
that would be
I hope
great.
something big. I mean, at this point, she's been building up.
She's
So
gotta go. Awesome. All right. Well, appreciate you joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for all the work that you do every day. We appreciate you. We love you. We will not see you Monday. No show Monday, but we will be back on Tuesday. We'll actually see you Sunday night, and then we'll see you again on Tuesday at the same time. So appreciate y'all.
see ya.
Hey, Teach Better community. Thank you so much for joining the Teach Better Today morning show every single weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so many resources for you outside of this live stream at teachbetter.com, including blogs, podcasts, and professional development that will bring our team to your school. Wherever you are listening from this morning, please make sure you are sharing and celebrating the incredible educators in this world. And hey, if you are listening over on a podcast to Teach Better Talk, we would love a 5-star review. The comments are always so entertaining. We'll see you tomorrow.